Hello, darlings. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone out there, darling. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Mizz Klehoe. Sorry, darling, I was on vacation this weekend, so I couldn't respond to you. Mizz Klehoe had to go get her groove on. Hello, Mizz Klehoe, looking flawless. Thank you, darling. Hello, hello, hello. The number below, let me tag the number so you guys can call me. Hello, everyone. I learned the number now. Hello, darling. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? The lines are open for Mizz Klehoe, darling. The lines are open. What say you, darling? Hello, everyone. Hello, darlings. Welcome to me live. Hello. All right, darling. So I'm going to pull a general card. The first card that I'm going to pull. Yes, darling, Mizz Klehoe. Mizz Klehoe on a Monday night. Yes, darling, I'm sorry. I couldn't come Saturday. Mizz Klehoe had to go get a groove on. Hence the all white, darling. Mizz Klehoe looks so refreshed. Yes, darling. I am so refreshed. Oh, my. The things I could tell you. Yes, darling. Well, you better slay, baby. Yes, darling, I'm trying to slay, darling. I had to go to the Caribbean and get me some new eyes. Yes, darling. Let me tell you, true story, darling. So I went to go get my nails and my toes done because here in Memphis, no one is open. So I went down to Atlanta, Georgia, and I got my nails and my toes done. I get down there to the toe place. She was being all cute on my toes. She had the drill on number 1. I said, no, darling. She had to pump it up to number 10. Smoking white ashes everywhere, darling. I said, oh, my. All right, the lines are open. Call Mizz Klehoe, darling. Remember, it's not $1.99, not $2.99, not $3.99, but it is free, darling. Call Mizz Klehoe now. I had a new fresh set of cards, darling. All right, I have my first caller. Thank you for calling Mizz Klehoe, darling. How may I help you?
Hi, Mizz Klehoe.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling refreshed, darling.
You look refreshed. I'm liking the lashes, the eye color, the white.
Thank you. I put on my white when I'm feeling godly, darling.
All white looking like milk.
Yes, looking like milk. So how can Mizz Klehoe help you today, darling?
Okay, so I've been single for a couple of years now. Just focusing on myself, focusing on my health, just being a better me. So when I do get a man, I'll be prepared for him, right?
Right.
So there's this guy. I really like him, but I'm so afraid to say anything to him. Like, I feel like a man should always come to a woman. So I'm calling to see if your card should say, should I wait for him to say something to me, or should I contact him directly?
So, darling, let me get this straight. How old are you, darling?
I am 26.
Okay, darling, let me tell you something. That played out in the 70s and 80s. Shoot your shot, darling.
So, okay, shoot my shot. So, am I shooting like Steph, LeBron, or Shaq?
Right now, you're shooting. Right now, you're shooting like Bitch, I don't watch basketball. You're shooting like Kermit the Frog right now, darling.
From
You,
Sesame Street?
from Sesame Street, darling. Yes, you are shooting exactly like him, darling.
Okay.
If you want to be happy in life, sometimes you have to go after what you want,
Okay.
darling.
That makes sense. That makes
Yes.
sense. So, how should I just be like starting casual conversation, or should I just tell him upfront what I want, or like I've never done this?
So let me ask you something, darling.
Okay.
Do you want to? How can I put this, darling? So let me tell you something, darling. If you wait and you wait and you wait, you're going to be mad when you see another woman's on his dick, darling.
Oh yes, yes. So from the pictures, it looks like what the song says.
So
he has a big dick and know how to use it.
So you got a picture of his Peter Walker?
I didn't get a picture, but when he posts, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like zoom in to see like what he has.
The print, darling.
The print.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Have you been warming up your throat lately?
You said, have I been warming up my throat?
Yes, darling. Have you been warming up your throat? Because you need your throat to
I drink warm water every morning.
No, darling. Use warm tea and honey, darling. It helps with the
warm
throat.
Tea and honey.
Yes.
Any specific brand of tea or?
It doesn't matter, darling, because once he goes down your windpipe, it doesn't matter. When you suck his dick, darling, you should think of death. Darling.
Death?
You should think of death at all times when you're sucking the man dick, darling. You want to eat this man like it's your last supper, darling.
Like it's my last, like I'm about to be on death row. I get death and last supper. Okay,
yes.
Now it's coming to me. Like death row.
Yes, darling. If you can breathe while you're sucking his dick, darling, then you are not doing anything right, darling. I am sorry.
Okay, so I seen on your last segment you were asking questions about wearing the mask while doing that. Did you ever find out if that was safe or?
See me, darling, I just go ahead and I just go for what I know, darling. And I haven't got anything so far from sucking without a mask. So I said go for what you know, darling.
I heard that period, Mizz Klehoe, because you only live once.
You only live once, darling. And if you live that one time right, then, darling, who cares about death?
Correct. So one last question, I'm going to let you go.
Okay,
so you think that I should start this hookup tonight, or should I wait till like tomorrow?
Why wait, darling?
Okay, so I should just go ahead and shoot my shot.
Yes.
Like MJ in the 90s.
Tomorrow is never promised, and by him living in Memphis, darling, he can go to the gas station and get shot anytime, darling.
Oh yes, Dixie Queen too.
Yes, Dixie Queen. Let me tell you something, darling. I was in that line to go get me a 10-piece and some fries, darling, and I was in the middle of Fraser Boulevard. No, darling.
Mizz Klehoe, why would you not have Fraser Boulevard? Just throw it outside your.
Well, I live there, but the hood places have all the good food. I like if the bag isn't greasy, darling, I don't want it.
You know what, and you're right, and let me tell you something, I have a problem with Dixie Queen. Every time I go there and get a 10-piece, it's a different price.
Yes, darling, one time it was $10.75, it was $10.25, and now it's $15.
Yeah, and then they shorted me a drum last time.
Oh, my. You should call the corporate number, darling.
I am, but they ain't gonna do nothing because I already tried.
Yeah.
But okay, Mizz Klehoe, so I'm about to shoot my shot in these men's ATM like there's no tomorrow.
Yes, darling.
And I will call you back next week and let you know how it went.
Thank you, darling.
Bye, Mizz Klehoe.
Bye, darling. See, that wasn't so bad, you guys. It's not so bad. Give Mizz Klehoe a call, darling. I thought I pinned my number down, but I guess not. 901-410-7941, darling. Call Mizz Klehoe. Yes, keep it there. I pull cards for you, darling. I pull whatever you like. So the first card I'm going to pull. Thank you for calling Mizz Klehoe, darling. How may I help you?
Hey, Miss Klehoe, how are you?
I'm fine, darling. How are you?
I'm good. After I get this advice from you, I could be better. I was calling because I've been knowing this guy for a long time. We've just been kicking it and stuff like that. We've had sex a few times. The sex is okay or whatever, but he's either been in a relationship or I've been in a relationship. And so he's out of a relationship right now. I've been out of a relationship for like 3 months. And I was calling to see, do you think I should like put him in my boyfriend spot?
So let me tell you something, darling. You said you've been single for 3 months.
Yes.
How long have you been single?
How long has he been single?
Yes, darling.
24 hours.
He's been single for 24 hours and you're trying to make him your boyfriend.
Yeah. He like husband material, Cleo.
Oh, my. The quicker you get him, the quicker you lose him, darling. My advice to you is to just fuck him and that's it, darling.
But what if I like him?
What if you like him? We'll continue to keep fucking him, darling. That's it. He's only been single for 24 hours. Let the man penis breathe, darling.
Okay.
So let me ask you something, darling.
Uh-huh.
Have you been giving your pum pum a rest?
You said have what now?
Have you been giving your pum pum a rest, darling?
Yes, for 3 months, 3 whole months.
3 whole months. Something telling me that you should be like Tony Braxton.
What's that? What's Tom Braxton do?
7 long nights. Yes,
So I should do it
darling.
for 7 nights? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, darling.
Do it with him for 7 nights?
You should fuck this man for 7 days and 7 nights, darling.
Okay.
Yes.
Then what happens after that?
So let me tell you, either one or two things are going to happen. Either you're going to be pregnant,
I want to get pregnant.
or he's going to be tired of your pum pum. And then you know that that's not your husband.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, that
darling.
makes sense.
Yes. And let me ask you something, darling.
Mm-hmm.
Have he ever bought you food before?
Yeah, 3 times, yep.
Did he take a bite out of
Times,
it?
actually.
Did he
What you
eat?
say, Miss Cleo?
Did he eat something from your food before?
Like, did I cook?
No, darling. Have he ever bought you something and he took a bite out of it before he gave it to you?
No.
Okay, well, he might be your husband. He
Does
might.
he feed me, Miss Cleo?
Yes, darling.
Okay.
Because niggas these days, they would give you half of their sandwich.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, darling. But
Okay.
let me tell you, keep fucking him until you figure it out, darling. And then if he doesn't work and you see that he has potential, the potential lies in his father. So you should
Okay.
fuck his father.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, darling.
Well, if his father's married, I think his father's married.
Sometimes you have to break shit up. You have to,
But in
darling.
this time, I gave him technically 24 hours.
Right, darling. You are the reason for this man's divorce.
But he wasn't married.
Well, his
That was his date. That was his date.
separation, darling. Same difference. Common law marriage.
Okay.
Yes, darling.
Okay, Miss Cleo. Well, I'll call you next week and let you know how it went.
Okay, and remember, tell him he has to stick it before he leak it.
I think it's the other way around.
You got to stick it. You got to lick it and stick it.
Lick it before you stick it.
That's what I said, darling.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the other way around. Okay.
No, but he can. If he like to be a cleanup service, then that as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Miss Cleo. Till next time.
Till next time, darling.
All right.
Bye-bye. See, that wasn't so bad, darling. I gave good advice to you. I dropped me cards. Hey, I met a girl much older. Okay, darling, the lines are open. Call Mizz Klehoe. Why the fuck is my number not sticking to the bottom? I like to get calls. The number is 410-7941, darling. Call me. Wait a minute, pin. Which one did I pin? Wait. Pin comments. Okay. The lines are open. Give Mizz Klehoe a call. Usually you guys see me in black, but today I'm feeling really godly. So I put on my white, darling. My white and gold. Klehoe, I miss you too, big baby. All right. Thank you for calling Mizz Klehoe. How may I help you, darling?
Hi, Cleo.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm fine.
Great. How may I help you?
Cleo, I'm trying to see how long I'm going to be single.
How long are you going to be single? So let me ask you something, darling. How tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
You're 5'6". How much do you weigh, darling?
155.
You're 5'6" and 155 pounds. Let me ask you something, darling. Could you get that down to 125?
125 is a lot.
I know, darling, but when with come great responsibilities comes with great men. Yes, darling.
I get down to 125 and I'm 5'6".
Yes, darling.
Sticks and bones.
Crackhead status. Yes, darling, because you have room. You have room to grow, darling. You have room to grow. So let me tell you something. So I picked a card. I put the meat cleaver.
Yes, Cleo.
I picked up a meat cleaver.
You said what?
The first card that I picked up was a meat cleaver.
I can't hear you. Your phone breaking up.
No, darling, that's your phone. Can you hear me now, darling?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me, darling?
Hello, Cleo?
Hello? Can you hear me, darling?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you all along.
Your phone is breaking up.
Let's just hang up and call back. Jesus Christ. Oh, my. Let me tell you, I told you before, if you have a Boost Mobile, don't call me. Or is it that? What? Hello, darling?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, Cleo.
Okay, darling. So the first card that I pulled was a meat cleaver. And the next card I pull a roller skates. And the next, oh my. Did you chase this man down the street with a meat cleaver?
No, I did not.
You did not. Did you guys go out for chicken?
No, we did not.
You didn't. So something telling me that that is not the man for you.
I mean, what I'm trying to tell you is I don't have a mate. I'm asking you how long am I going to be single?
And that's what I'm telling you. See, sometimes you have to think outside the box, darling. And right now, the man is not in the box.
Exactly.
Yes. So, darling, what you need to do is go to your local butcher shop and get the sharpest machete that they have, because you need to start practicing, darling. You need to start. Hello? Darling.
Cleo, your phone is raggedy.
No, that's your phone, you bloody cunt.
Your phone raggedy.
No, bitch, that's your phone, darling. I paid my phone bill before I do this. Excuse me? Excuse me, that's what I thought so.
Your phone
No, bitch, your pussy is raggedy. My phone's not raggedy, darling.
Your phone is raggedy.
No, darling. You know what? Get off me live. Okay, I have paying customers, you fucking bumbleclot. Oh, my. The Boost Mobile people. Don't call me unless you have your Wi-Fi. Oh, my. Exactly, bye, caller. Oh, Jesus. Give me a call. My number is tagged down at the bottom. 901-410-7941. And don't call me with the bullshit. I don't have time for this. It's time to leave Boost Mobile. It's 2020. Ain't nobody got... Exactly, Michael. Do we have somebody that work at AT&T that can help her? Jesus Christ. Okay, darling. So I'm going to pull a card. This is a universal card. The first card that I pulled is a cat. The next card that I pull is a rat. The next card that I pulled is a trap. One of you is playing a cat and mouse game. Catch a girl, get a girl, darling. You are not going to trap him. So if you think by you carrying that baby full term is going to keep that man, I am so sorry, darling. Go ahead and have that abortion, darling. Yes, darling, she's with Boost Mobile because her credit is bad. Hello, darling. Hello, my cousin Jamila. How are you? We're all from the Bronx, darling. Remember, my live is open. Call me. Thank you for calling, Mizz Klehoe, darling. How may I help you?
Yes, I was trying to figure out why can't I keep a man?
Why can't you keep a man, darling?
Yes.
Okay, do you have any Kegels, darling?
Any who?
Kegels.
Eagle?
Kegels, darling, with a K. Kegels.
No.
Do you know what Kegels are, darling?
No, not really.
That's why you can't keep a man, darling. Kegels are the things that you put in your pum pum to keep it tight and right.
Ma'am, I ain't gonna even lie to you. I don't even do it all the time because I feel like, I like to keep it tight and right, and I feel like sex is sometimes too much. Is that maybe the reason I ain't got one also?
Yes, darling, you're not giving up the pum pum, so nobody wants you, darling. You have to give them. Sometimes it's just like, when the last time have you been to the mall, darling?
To the mall, I'm not a rich person, so I call Walmart the mall.
No, darling, that may be another reason. Stay your ass. Sometimes treat yourself. They even have Rule 21 in the mall, darling.
But I'm a big girl, I can't shop at Rule 21.
Oh, my. Well, I know Lane Bryant. I know those bras for those big ass titties. They about $80. So I don't know what to do. JCPenney, darling. JCPenney.
JCPenney too high for me. Donald Trump only gave me $8.75 a week. And I'm
$8.75 a week, girl. Are you dumb?
No, I'm trying to go back to work, but these people talking about COVID.
Who the fuck wants to go to work when you're making $8.75 every week?
We gotta get back on our grind.
Fuck the grind. You're grinding now, darling. You're making $8.75 a week. How much do you normally get paid?
About $600.
$600 every 2 weeks?
Every week.
So you rather give up $600 a week? I mean, you rather give up $8.75 a week for $600 a week? That's the reason why you can't keep a man, darling. You can't do your math.
Ma'am, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's about getting out there and giving it and not having like stuff handed to you.
Who the fuck cares where you get the money from, girl? You think I'm drenched in diamonds?
You're right, Mizz Klehoe.
You think I'm dripped in diamonds and Chanel, darling? You think I paid for this? I'm a rich hoochie. I only rock Chanel and Gucci.
Chanel and Gucci, can I buy that?
No, darling. You shop at Walmart. You could never. The fuck? No, darling. And the reason why nobody, okay, let me tell you something, darling. Since we're going to reference Walmart, nobody wants great value poom poom. No one.
I thought Hanes and Fruit Looms was a good brand.
You thought Hanes and Fruit of the Loom, darling. I put my cat in there to piss in, darling. Hanes and Fruit of the Loom. See, that's the reason. You know what, darling? I see you calling from 731. So, are you calling from the Jackson Humboldt area?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the reason. All of y'all are dusty.
Oh, man. I do shower, though.
I mean, you can shower, you can bathe, you can spray cologne, you can spray perfume. It's just like you can, for the people up there, you can get a brand new shirt. Once you wash it in your cycle, it's like your water is dirty. And you make anything new look dusty. Yes, darling. So let me tell you something. Are you scared to come to Memphis?
Not at all. Not at all. I can't wait till Bill Street open back up. I will be there.
Well, that's the wrong place to find a man. Only thing you're going to find there is some good dick and alcohol, darling. Trust me, I know. I worked the corner plenty of years. One time I met a man, his dick was so good, I gave him his money back. Oh, my. Oh, I think his name was Tyrone.
Oh, man. Do you still got his number?
You know, I got to go find one of my old phones. I think it was probably iPhone 6 years.
Ooh, that's been a long time. We about to get to 12 now.
Right, darling. But see, now I got me a good man. His name is Grady. He bought, are you on my live, darling? He bought me this ring.
Yes, I see it, honey. You
Yes.
were so strutting it. Yes, I am on your live.
Yes, darling. And he's planning on dying in another 6 months, so, darling, I'll have a bigger ring.
Oh, my God. So you going to get his life insurance?
I am, darling. The life insurance, the dental insurance, the health insurance. I'm getting it all, darling.
I cannot wait. I cannot.
I can't wait either. And matter of fact,
That's messed up.
and matter of fact, darling, let me tell you how basic his funeral is going to be, darling. I've been saving up boxes from Walmart. Because he's just going in the ground, darling. He doesn't need to spend all that money. Like I told you before, I'm a rich hoochie. Only rock Chanel and Gucci.
A rich Gucci that only rock Chanel and Gucci.
Yes, darling. Yes, I do the hoochie coochie and I pop my coochie. Yes, darling. That would be me. Now let me tell you something, darling. You need to download a song by a rapper named Trina.
Okay.
It's called Look Back at It, darling.
I got some look back at now, Mizz Klehoe.
All right, so look up those lyrics and give me a call next week and tell me how that worked for you, darling.
What time will you be on next week? Just thinking.
I'll be on Saturday at 9 o'clock.
Saturday at 9 o'clock.
Yes, darling.
I'm going to be on your line, and I'm going to call you back, and I'm going to look back at it, and I'm going to tell you how far, I can bag it up and dump it.
Yes, darling.
Yeah, and I'm going to be rocking that Gucci and that,
They don't sell that at Walmart, darling.
No, baby, I'm going to upgrade.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, darling.
Yes, I'm going to upgrade.
Yes.
I'm going to go to Wish online.
You finna go to Wish? Bitch bad. Oh, my. The bitch said she's going to Wish.com. Oh, my. Somebody help the poor girl. I'm giving a call back for somebody that called me from Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Hi, did somebody call Mizz Klehoe?
Yeah, I did call you because me and my man sitting here watching the show.
Yes.
And so I called because I knew you was on the phone. And
You,
I could see that you made a face when a number popped up like you knew the number. So you start rushing the girl up the phone. So I go and look in the phone and it saved under next big boo thing. Who you?
who me?
Yeah, who you?
I'm the one
Big
who
boo
spoiled
thing.
your I'm the one who spoiled your wedding plans.
Oh, no.
Yes,
I
darling.
don't understand that.
No, it was understood doesn't need to be understand, darling.
So you miss big boo thing on the side. And
Yes,
my man
darling.
phone. What does that mean?
And if you look in his phone and look up DSL, he is not talking about the internet connection, darling. So do you know
So
what
what is he talking about?
DSL stands for dick sucking lips, darling? Do you see them?
You got me fucked up completely.
No,
That
darling.
Don't do that. He's
I-
never done that before.
Darling, let me tell you what your man does do. Okay, darling? It's me.
What, Mr. Cleo?
It's me, darling.
Oh, it's what you do with your nasty lips.
No, Miss
Keep
Mamas.
your nasty lips away.
No, Miss
from my man.
Mamas. No, Miss Mamas. No.
Can you pull me a card? Let me know what's going on for real.
Okay, darling, let me pull your card. The first card is you got me fucked up. That's the first card, darling. The second card that I'm going to pull, darling, is you got the right bitch wrong day card, darling. The third card that I'm going to pull is you need to talk to your nigga and not me. The fourth card that I'm pulling, your nigga gets paid next week and tell him I need my cash app on time, darling. The fifth card that I'm going to pull, you usually go to sleep around about 11, but I need you to go a little earlier because I want my direct deposit.
Wait a minute. How the fuck you know time I go to bed? Seaside boo-boo thing, Miss Kitty? I don't know who you think you is. But
I don't know who you think that I'm not is, darling, but let me tell you something. Mizz Klehoe gets hers, darling.
Like you gets around. I know you do.
Yeah, I do get around.
Like you've been around the world.
I. Okay, darling? And let me tell you something. Like I told the other caller, I'm a rich hoochie. I only rock Chanel and Gucci. So best believe, darling, while he's taking you to Didi's discounts, I'm going over there to the mall and getting my Gucci bag, my Dior, my Fendi, my Prada. And it's all on your man's dime.
Oh, really? Well, he don't work nowhere, so I don't know how you getting on his dime. So.
Well, you work, darling.
Whatever.
You work.
And where do I work since you know so much?
A call center.
Oh, I do work at the call center. He brought you up there before?
Darling, let me tell you something. I'm the reason why he had stuff on his shirt, darling.
Oh, the lipstick on the shirt was you?
No, darling, that wasn't lipstick.
What was it?
It was ketchup.
Ketchup?
Yes, darling. He took me to Five Guys. I only like expensive burgers. And freshly made fries.
You like the big Angus. I bet you do.
No, I have a big Angus.
Oh, boy.
Yes, darling. Let me tell you something. When your man gets home, whisper the words "poom poom" in his ear and tell me what he says.
Okay. We'll try it, but I know it ain't gonna be nothing, you know.
No, I know it'll be something. Because let me tell you something, darling. When he hears the word "poom poom," it goes vroom vroom.
Oh, my.
Oh, my.
Let me get up this phone before I come through the phone, because I'm not trying to snap a hoe today. I ain't snapped a hoe in about 2.5
And you still won't snap. You won't snap this one, bitch. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, darling. Mizz Klehoe just got out of jail. That's the real reason she wasn't there Saturday. I will slice a bitch throat from east to west. And I will start speaking for you, darling.
All right, girl, but if I have any more issues, I'll call your funky ass back. Okay?
No, if you have any more issues, darling, send me a cash app.
Oh, girl. Send it you a cash app. I'll cash app you something, girl, because you look like the size of the corner barrel hoe. You the corn just a fucking toe.
And you know, all of that, girl, has raised up. Don't call me about your man, darling. Because when you call me about your man, darling, you get what the fuck you asked for. Think that her nigga's not paying me. You got to be a fool. The lines are still open. 901-410-7941, darling. And let me tell you how good this poom poom is. I had 3 bitches call my life. They men won't leave me alone. The lines are open. 901-410-7941, darling. Call Mizz Klehoe. The next card I'm going to pull is from an African-American female. The braids that you have on your picture are still the braids that you have on your hair, darling. Please take them down. I know, they knew, darling. Right bitch, wrong day. So I say, hey, sometimes you have to break stuff down. Too bad Arthur's not praying, darling, because I would have gave them a good song. If you need to, you need to be on Bigo. That last call was oh my God, so funny. Thank you for calling, darling. I mean, you're fine as fuck, so thank you, darling. Like I told them before, and I do mean it, I am a rich hoochie. Only rock Chanel and Gucci. Sometimes I have to give up some pussy. But I look good. The lines are open, darling. Call me now. 901-410-7941. Call Mizz Klehoe, darling. Don't be afraid. Is it okay to have sex in the field? Will I be safe doing it tonight? Cleo, you're trying to have sex in the field. The first card that I'm pulling for you, little nasty boy, is off. My cards are telling me you need to spray your ass before you get on the grass. The next card I'm going to pull for you, Mr. Nasty Boy that wants to fuck in the field, is West Nile. The next card I'm going to pull for you is Just Bust It. And when you go on Just Bust It, darling, I'm going to flash your picture all over me Facebook and say, this is the nasty boy that wants to fuck in the field. Will I find love? First of all, darling, if you want, he who looks for a good man finds a bad one. Darling, don't look for him, let him look for you, darling. I don't understand why you guys out here looking for stuff. Look into how to grow your edges back, darling. Can you read my cards or do I need to call? Please call, darling. My number is 901-410-7941. Call me. Don't be afraid, darling. I want to bite. That's me, Other Show. That's me, OnlyFans page. If you guys are not on OnlyFans, darling, please give me a... Never mind, we'll talk later. Give me a call if you want to talk to Mizz Klehoe, darling. 901-410-7941. Mizz Klehoe has news for you, darling. This card that I pull is a raccoon. One of you hoes is really black up under your eyes and you look like a raccoon. The next card I'm going to pull is a Chances by Chance card. You need to see me, darling, because those rings up under your eyes are not cute, darling. I can help you cover that. The next card I just pulled, oh my. I think it's for that other caller. I pulled a Dollar General card. Something is telling me you need to stop getting your clothes from Dollar General, darling. That's what keep messing up your dryer. Those threads from the cheap clothes keep going round and round and round, and they're taking your dryer out, darling. Be to the gosh, yes, God, I am. Took 45 minutes to get all dressed up. Dollar General card. Yes, darling, I pulled the Dollar General card. So let me ask, is somebody gonna call Mizz Klehoe? I'm taking one more call for Mizz Klehoe, darling. The number is 901-410-7941. I'm too high for this shit. Share the love, darling. Okay, darling, let me tell you something before somebody calls. Let me give you a story that happened to me this weekend. So Mizz Klehoe went to a little retreat, darling, and they want to get some edibles. So, you know, Mizz Klehoe was down. Hold that thought, darling. I have a call. Thank you for calling Mizz Klehoe, darling. How may I help you?
Yes, Mizz Klehoe. I need some insight on what the fuck is up with my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he's a fake hoe. And I need to know what he got going on because, you know, I didn't call this motherfucker like twice, you know, no answer. What's his problem? What's his funky ass problem?
Okay, darling, when did you call him?
I called this hoe like Friday and today, Mizz Klehoe, and he just on some bullshit. I'm trying to find out he fucking my nigga or what the fuck is he doing?
Darling, that's exactly what happened, darling.
So he called his old 2 cent hoe ass fucking my man and not returning my call.
Darling, how could he return the call if he's fucking your man, darling? Have
He
you...
ain't got a dick for that, so I know the nigga. He ain't got enough dick to be fucking my friend that for all these days.
Maybe your friend is fucking him.
Well, either way it goes, it's been days, Mizz Klehoe, days.
So let me ask you something, darling. Have you ever tried to be on a call and suck dick at the same time?
He could text.
Sometimes it throws...
Why he ain't text me and say, yeah, what's going on?
That sometimes it throws off the concentration, darling.
Nah. That nigga.
Well,
no.
see me, I'm a professional, darling. I can multitask.
Well, shit, Mizz Klehoe, sound like I need to be replacing my friend for you.
Darling, I am open. I am open. I need new friends. But let me ask you something, darling.
Mm-hmm.
Do you rock Chanel and Gucci?
No, I don't, Mizz
We
Klehoe.
can't be friends, darling. I am so sorry for you.
I gotta rock Chanel and Gucci.
Yes, darling. If you can rock Chanel and Gucci, then I can't be friends with you, darling.
Well, if you was a real friend, you would just buy it for me.
If I was a real friend, I would tell you where to get it.
No. You
Yes,
would put me
yes,
up with my
darling.
first set of pieces.
No, I will give you your first set of Reese's Pieces, darling.
I can't. I'm on a diet.
Well, I'll give you some trail mix, bitch. I mean...
You know what, Mizz Klehoe? Let me go ahead and I'm gonna let you finish your show so I can curse this motherfucker out.
You do that, darling.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, Skittles taste better when they're in the middle. Oh my! Why the fuck I keep getting motherfucking debit card? Sorry, broke character. You have to, yes, darling. You have to be a rich hoochie. Who the fuck calling me from Tunica? Oh, Big Baby called me back. I was on the phone. I had a call. Y'all, so let me finish my story before Big Baby calls me. So, I got the edible. And when I got the edible, I was like, okay, I ate up. It was a lemon flavor Oreo. Let me show you, darling. Matter of fact, I took some with me. So, darling, we called up the local drug dealer. And so he bought me these. And this is what they are. They say Oreo, lemon Oreos, darling. They look really legit. Bitch, I ate 3 and I died. Thank you for calling, Mizz Klehoe. How may I help you, darling? Nothing much, darling. What's going on?
So I need for you to give me a little advice.
Okay, darling.
So I need to know whether or not I should beat me a hoe or if I need to go to jail. But you know, these hoes right here fucking with my girl. And I'm ready to choke one of these hoes out because we all know she legit and she ain't fucking with nobody.
Okay, darling. So let me ask you something. Your friend that's legit, that's not fucking with anybody, she sounds like she's a bitch that can handle her own weight.
No, it's too many people messing with her. So
It's
I need
too
to
many.
know, Mizz Klehoe, should I choke a hoe out or just let it go?
No, darling. No choking. You should shoot the whole house up, darling.
That's even better, Mizz
Yes,
Klehoe.
darling. But let me tell you something. You need to go to the black market and you need to order a bazooka. You should blow the whole motherfucking block up, darling.
And that's what I'm going to do.
And period.
Okay, Mizz Klehoe, you know what? Thank you so much.
You're welcome, darling. And remember,
All right,
don't call me to put no money on your books, darling.
Mizz Klehoe, you wrong for that shit.
No, I'm not wrong, darling. But you will be right.
All right, Mizz Klehoe, appreciate that.
All right, then. And let me know when you get your food snaps next week. Oh, my. Shoot, yes, darling. Shoot the whole motherfucking house up. Somebody calling me from Jackson, Tennessee, darling.
Hello.
Hello, darling. Did somebody call Mizz Klehoe?
Oh, hey, Mizz Klehoe.
Hello, darling.
Hey, I was calling to see if on you on some information.
Yes, darling.
I'm trying to find out if my man is cheating on me.
Yes, he is.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
How did you know?
Because he's cheating on you with me.
Really?
I recognize the number. I am so sorry.
Wow.
Yes, darling.
So how long this been going on?
It's been going on for 6 months and 3 weeks, darling.
Wow.
Yes, darling. Do you remember when you was trying to get your stimulus check and you couldn't find it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really? He sent my check on you?
He did, darling.
No, that's impossible.
No, that's we're not talking about the Impossible Whopper, darling. We're talking about Mizz Klehoe.
Okay, whatever. Wait till I see your ass.
Wait till you see me. You see me now, darling. Now let me tell you something. Not only is Jackson, Mississippi like Jackson, Tennessee, you both are trash. Fucking bitch. The number to the live is open. 901-410-7941, darling. How many kids she got? How many kids do who got, darling? Yes, darling, the lines are open. 901-410-7941, darling. So yes, back to the story, darling. So, for the people who just joined, I went out of town this weekend and I ate some of these. They're edibles. So I didn't know that you weren't supposed, so I ate one and it was like, okay, Cleo, you're going to be high. And I said, no, nothing's happening. Hold the thoughts. Thank you for calling Mizz Klehoe, darling. How may I help you?
Hey, Klehoe, this big baby.
Hey, big baby. How you doing, darling?
Oh, I'm blessed, honey.
I know, darling, you're blessed. You're calling from a new zip code, a new area code.
Yeah, I'm at the horseshoe tonight.
You at the horseshoe, darling. I bet the people, the concierge know you by name, darling.
Yeah, they say, hey, Miss Williams, how you doing?
Oh, my. What can I do for you, darling?
Cleo,
Yes, darling.
I was calling to say you was right about me busting a tie. You told me to pick up the fat nigga, right?
Yup.
So, you know what I'm saying? We went on a date or whatever. I had to replace the whole motherfucking 22-inch tie.
Oh, my. Did he give you 5 on it, darling?
He didn't give me shit.
Oh, my. So let me
that's
tell
why
you.
I'm down here,
Wait a
know,
minute.
For the 40, you know what I'm saying? I gotta make
Let
that.
me
That
pause you
120
for a
back.
minute, darling. Let me pause you for a minute, darling. So let me sit up straight so I can get this right. Hold on, let Miss Klehoe adjust herself, darling. So you're telling me that you picked the nigga up, y'all went on a date, he was too fat, he made you bust your tire,
Yep.
and he didn't help you get the tire?
Didn't give me shit.
Oh, my. He didn't even help you. Now let me ask you something. Did he even change the tire?
He changed it for me.
He changed it. Okay, because I was going to say, oh, my.
I had to come way down here tonight to pull 3 treats, 40 each, you know, to make my 120 back.
Okay. So how is that going, big baby?
I need you to pull some cards for me to tell me what I need to do.
Okay, darling. Let me pull the cards. The first card that I pulled, darling, is a grapefruit. So the grapefruit, what you gonna do? Have you ever seen a girl's trip, darling?
I had, yeah, I did a long time ago.
Okay, so do you remember what happened, what she did with the grapefruit, darling?
I don't remember.
Girl, let me tell you something. You get a grapefruit and you cut it in half, in 2 halves, darling. You put a hole in the middle and you stick his dick through there, and when you suck it, you'll have a grapefruit flurry.
Okay.
Now let me tell you something. You're gonna have to move fast, because if that acid gets into his pee hole, darling, he's going to punch you in the top of your head.
Oh no, I don't want this to happen.
Right. But let me ask you something. You said 3 tricks for 120.
Yeah, 40 each. So I'm gonna have to do 3 tonight. I'm gonna have to pull 3.
Oh, my. Do you not know, darling, what I do with 120?
What do you do?
I smoke that in the morning.
Well, Cleo, I don't smoke. I just buy bottles all the time.
So let me ask you. So you fucking for $40, girl?
I'm gonna have to pull it tonight, Cleo. I gotta make them 120 back real quick.
Darling, you would never get nowhere smoking a pipe. $40.
Okay, Cleo, how much I need to charge then? This is what I'm calling you for. I need help. I don't know.
Darling, you don't fuck for 1 tire. You fuck for 4.
There you go. Now you
Yes,
talking.
darling.
Oh,
If you're gonna fuck for a tire, you're gonna fuck for 4 tires, darling.
You right. Even though the other ones don't need replacing, I can have some backup.
Yes, darling. And I know you're a hustler, because you could take those 3 off and you can sell them to somebody in North Haven, darling.
You know what? You sure ain't lying, because they should be bald as a goose.
They'd be bald as a motherfucker, darling.
In the rain and she about to hit your shit.
Yes, darling. And you know they don't have any insurance.
No, that's why I got uninsured motorists, Cleo.
Yes, darling. And let me tell you something, darling. You need to be careful going to penitentiary at night.
Well, I got that pistol, though.
Yes, darling. But let me tell you something. That girl is going to throw that fire stick at you from afar. She's going to clock you.
Ain't no hoe coming for me, Cleo. Remember
No, she's not going to come for you, darling. She's going to throw it.
Popeye arms. I'm knocking all these hoes out.
I seen them, darling. We seen how big your arms are, darling. And might I say, you look like you work out.
I do.
Yes, darling. So, but let me tell you, keep the fat nigga out your car, and your tires won't go on flat, darling.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do, Cleo, now, because I have to have an 18-wheeler for him. I can't put up with this.
Yes, darling. You're gonna have to lay in the back, darling.
Nah, Cleo, I gotta move on. I can't deal with him no more.
Yes, darling. Stick with the sticks, niggas.
Yeah, I'm gonna give me a little bitty one about, like 160, 165.
Yes, darling. I put a card about a Button, darling. Do you know somebody named Button?
Burton?
Yes.
I don't.
Oh, my. Well, darling, I have another call, but make sure you pay your AAA bill.
Okay.
Thank you, darling, and have a good night, big baby.
Thank you, baby. I sure appreciate you, Klehoe.
You're welcome, darling.
Anything you want me to remember?
Yes, darling. Well, I hung up. Remember that. Hold on, somebody called me back from Jackson, Mississippi. Tasha, what happened to the young? You know what Tasha do? She fuck him and put him to the side, darling. Hello?
Yes, Miss Klehoe, you was right.
Yes, darling, I know I was right. I know.
So you actually spent my stimulus check on that outfit that you wearing.
Yes, I did, darling. Do you like it?
No.
Because it was your money. That's why you don't like it, darling.
You need to give my $1,200 back.
What you need to do is die slow.
No, you need to give my $1,200 back.
No, darling. No, darling. No
Miss
deal.
Klehoe, that's not right.
Matt, let me tell you something, darling. Do I look like Wayne Brady? This is not let's make a deal.
Fuck all it. I need my money back.
No, fuck you. You're not getting a red dime, darling. I am dripping in jewels.
Okay. It's fine.
Like I said before, I'm a rich hoochie. I only
Don't
rock
worry.
Chanel and
I'll
Gucci.
get it back. I'll get it back.
How will you get it back, darling? How?
Don't worry about it.
How will you get it back, darling?
Don't worry about it. I might have to go stay up some pussy, but hey, I'll get my money back eventually.
Yes, but you won't get it back from me, darling.
Whatever.
Yes, it is whatever. Now let me ask you something, darling.
Okay, hey.
Don't I look like a Holly Berry poster?
No.
You fucking liar.
You don't.
I do. But let me ask you something, darling. Doesn't it feel good to get something for free?
It doesn't. Especially when it wants your money, but it's cold.
Yes, it wasn't my money, but it was yours.
It
Like
was.
Brandy and Monica said, not mine, but yours. Not mine, but yours.
I
Not
can't believe
mine.
you spent $1,200 on this outfit with my
Yes,
money.
darling. And let me tell you, it was custom made, darling. Custom.
Okay, you better enjoy that $1,200.
I already did enjoy the $1,200, darling.
It's fine, but I'm gonna get my money back. So, but it's cool.
You won't get it
I'll
back
leave
from
you.
me.
Bye.
Bye, broke bitch. Darling, I can't help it that your man takes your money and give it to me, darling. What am I supposed to do? Say no? The fuck? The lines are open for one more call. Call Mizz Klehoe, darling. The number's at the bottom. 901-410-7941, darling. Not Brandy and exactly, darling. The boy's not mine. Neither was that check. That check was mine. Let me tell you something, darling. Everybody is chasing a bag, chasing a bag, chasing a bag. Darling, not me. I chased the vault. That's what I chased. I chased the vault, darling. Not the bag. Me don't want a bag. A bag is temporary. A bag can break, darling. But a vault is always and forever, darling. Yes. Yes, darling. A vault, not a bag. A vault, darling. But like I said earlier, you give me cookie tookie tonight. Bitch, please. The lines are open. Call Mizz Klehoe. 901-410-7941. 901-410-7941. Yes, to the vault. Exactly, darling. Who wants a bag when you can have a vault, darling? I break the big. Okay, darling? That's deep, Mizz Klehoe. Very deep. Deep like my pussy, darling. Yes. Deep like the sea. The lines are open for one more call, darling. Mizz Klehoe's getting hungry. Again, the number is 901-410-7941, darling. 901-410-7941. Finish the story about the... Okay, darling. Before somebody else calls. So, yes, I got the Oreos. Again, for those who didn't see, it's these. I got these right here, darling. These are edibles. So like I said, I only ate one. And then they said, no, Mizz Klehoe, wait 45 minutes. So I said, okay, 45 minutes, Mizz Klehoe, wait. 45 minutes, nothing happened. So, bitch, I ate 2 more. And I was like, this nigga sold me these cookies for $25 and nothing happened. Bitch, I became paralyzed shortly after the 3rd cookie. Oh, my. Thank you for calling, Mizz Klehoe, darling. How may I help you?
Mizz Klehoe, I have a problem.
I got a problem.
So my BFF, oh my God, forever. This, calls herself being mad at me. She's not talking to me because I haven't talked to her in a couple of days. But I had some stuff going on, like I was kind of super busy. And then when I did call her, she was like, I'm not talking to my other friend either. And me and the other friend just so happens to have the same birthday. So what the fuck I'm supposed to do about this shit?
It sounds like the other bitch is psychotic. That's what it sounds like.
I mean, what do I need to do? Because I can't deal with crazy.
Yes, darling, let me tell you what you do. My favorite quote that I always tell people. Fuck her father. Fuck her father.
Okay. Oh my God, because this one is a nut.
Yes, darling. And you know, that's the reason, darling, because she hasn't gotten a nut.
She just needs to get some, huh?
Yes, darling. She hasn't played with her pum pum in quite a while, darling. And she need her pum pum played in. She needs to play with it. Both, darling. Maybe she can do both at the same time, darling. Yes,
but I'm gonna make that suggestion because I'm gonna need her to calm down.
I need her to pump her pussy. Pump the brakes, darling.
Take a good shit.
Yes, darling. Tell her to get some milk of magnesia, darling. Not only is it good for your stomach, it makes a good primer for your foundation.
I'm gonna make that suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you, darling. So yes, back to the edible story. So bitch, after the 3rd one, Mizz Klehoe became paralyzed. I couldn't move my face. I couldn't move my arms. I couldn't move my legs. I couldn't move anything. Darling, I was stuck in motion. I seen myself floating over me. I laid there. Dead. I was dead to the world, darling. Those edibles. Let someone eat me. Oh, my. It was no joke, darling. Those edibles, no, darling, no. So I ended up buying another pack because I like that feeling. I just lay there and you can take advantage of me. Yes, darling. So you guys, thank you so much for coming to visit Mizz Klehoe, darling. I will be back on time this Saturday at 10 o'clock, 9 Central. I think that's the correct way to say it, darling. And remember, now you sound bothered. Girl, no, don't start, no. So remember, you guys, please don't forget about me. This Saturday at 9 Central. Please set your clocks. Set an alarm. A SOS, darling. Thank you. And remember, eat your vegetables.